All right. Most of the gang's all here. Hello, everybody.
Hello, almost all of us is here. We're waiting on the judge and
Yeah,
and the ADC.
right. And we need an interpreter for
Yeah,
this for okay.
yep.
All right. Now, I may be a little late because they're doing doing something with an inmate here on this floor. So I may run a little long, but they know I'm here and we're still a little bit before 1 o'clock, but just
Okay.
to give you a heads up. So, but when I come back, we'll be ready to go. I'll just stay offline till then.
Okay.
All right. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye.
Good afternoon. Looks like we're just waiting on someone from ADC and the interpreter because we're doing Mr. Cruz Calderon first, right, Mr. Doyle?
He said he had to step away for a minute, so I don't know if because he said they're doing something on their floor.
Okay, well,
So,
that was
but yes, we are doing him first.
not responding to me. I thought maybe there was something wrong with my audio.
No, no,
I'm glad it's that, not my audio.
yeah, yeah, we're waiting on the interpreter and ADC. So,
Sounds good. I know
and
you
he,
ordered me that order and that we're gonna do stuff. Where?
yeah, and his last name is in the systems. It's under Calderon. It's not under
Right, for
Cruz.
us.
Okay, for us,
And
yeah,
then for them, it's hyphenated Cruz Calderon.
yeah.
All right, well, I'll just hold on.
Okay.
Judge, I see you're there. I'm waiting on our Spanish speaker. I got a little slow start. They were doing something else, but he is on his way.
Okay, we don't have the interpreter yet, so we're okay.
Okay, I do have Mukiza and Brito here as well. If you want to start with them.
I wish we could, but we also don't have the appointed defense counsel.
Oh, yes, we do. It is Friday. I see. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
sorry.
I'll go offline until they come back, and looks
Okay,
like Cruz is on his way.
okay,
All right,
thank you.
you bet.
Good afternoon, Mr. Probst. Okay, and it looks like we have our interpreter here too.
That's true.
So we are all ready.
All right. And for everybody's benefit, it'll be Cruz with the interpreter, Brito, and then Mukiza. And
Okay,
here's Mr. Cruz.
thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Cruz Calderon. I'm Judge Schultz with the Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court.
Buenas tardes, señor Cruz. Yo soy la jueza Schultz con el Tribunal Municipal de Kansas City, Kansas.
Are you able to hear me?
Okay. ¿Me puede escuchar?
Sí, la escucho. Sí,
Yes, I can. I
Okay,
can hear you.
it looks like you have been granted an OR bond on this city case.
Parece que se le ha otorgado a usted poder salir bajo su palabra en este caso municipal.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. Sorry. Oops, there's a $300 cash bond. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong person.
Me disculpo, estaba viendo al equivocado. Usted sí tiene una fianza en efectivo de $300.
And if you are convicted, the city is seeking jail time.
Si lo condenan de esto, la fiscalía sí pide que pase usted tiempo en la cárcel.
You have been appointed an attorney.
Se le ha nombrado a usted un abogado.
Mr. Probst, do you want to speak to your client first, or do you want to be heard on bond?
Judge, I'd
Señor
like to
Probst,
my client. I'm so sorry.
¿gusta hablar con su cliente antes o ya quiere seguir adelante con hablar de la fianza?
Okay, so the clerk will send an invitation to you, the interpreter, and your attorney. If you would let Mr. Doyle know that you need to go to the breakout room.
La secretaria le va a enviar a usted, la intérprete y su abogado, una invitación, así que avísele al señor Bordeaux allí que necesita irse a ese cuarto privado.
Okay. We need an invitation, please.
They're sending one, Mr. Doyle. Mr. Probst, did you have an opportunity to speak to your client?
Señor Probst, ¿tuvo la oportunidad de hablar con su cliente?
I did, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
Okay.
Judge, at this point, the city has made an offer on this case, but my client would be best suited to come into our office to review the evidence before accepting a plea in this case.
Su señoría, los de la fiscalía nos han presentado con una oferta, pero creo que en este momento sería lo mejor para mi cliente que pueda venir a nuestra oficina para poder repasar las pruebas antes de que él decida declararse de algo.
So I am asking the court at this point if you would entertain a reduction in the bond to a signature bond so that my client could get out and come to court.
Así que en este momento le pido a usted si pudiese considerar otorgarle a mi cliente poder salir bajo palabra para que él pueda salir y venir a la oficina antes de presentarse de nuevo en el tribunal.
So if I'm looking at this correctly, this is a case that was filed back in 2021.
Bueno, si estoy viendo las cosas correctamente en esto fue una causa que se presentó en el 2021.
And it looks like Mr. Calderon basically kind of just never showed up. Is that correct?
Y me parece que básicamente el señor Calderón no se presentó. ¿Es correcto eso?
Your Honor, my client tells me that when he originally received this charge that he hired an attorney on Minnesota Avenue, but he doesn't recall the name of that attorney and then never heard back from that attorney to tell him when he needed to be back in court.
Su
Okay.
señoría, según lo que me ha dicho mi cliente, cuando lo acusaron originalmente de esto a mi cliente, él contrató un abogado allí por la avenida Minnesota. No se recuerda él el nombre de ese abogado, pero de allí el abogado ya no se puso en contacto con él para decirle la fecha cuando tenía que comparecerse.
Mr. Weaver, what is the city's position on bond?
Señor Weaver, ¿qué es la posición que tiene la fiscalía según la fianza en esto?
What is the bond currently set at, Your Honor?
Right now it's a $300 cash bond.
En este momento, ¿cuánto tiene fijada la fianza? En este momento la tiene $300 en efectivo.
No objection to lowering the bond, Your Honor.
No nos oponemos, su señoría, que se le reduzca esa cantidad.
So Mr. Cruz Calderon, I will grant you what's called an OR or a signature bond.
Entonces, señor Cruz Calderón, entonces le voy a otorgar a usted lo que se refiere como salir bajo palabra en él.
You will get out later today.
Va a salir más tarde hoy.
First, we have to finish the rest of the docket and then we will send the paperwork over to the jail.
Primero tenemos que terminar con esta lista de causas y de allí enviar los papeles allí a la cárcel.
That means it could be a few hours before you're actually released.
Así que eso significa que pueden pasar varias horas antes de que le permiten salir.
I'm going to continue this to next Thursday, January at 1 p.m.
Voy a aplazarle su caso hasta el próximo jueves, el 9 de enero a la 1 de la tarde.
If you fail to appear at that docket, the judge could issue a bench warrant with a no bond hold.
Si usted falla de comparecerse para esa audiencia, el juez puede presentar una orden de detención contra de usted sin poder salir bajo fianza.
So please make sure you appear at City Hall, January 9th at 1 o'clock.
Así que por favor, preséntese en el ayuntamiento aquí el 9 de enero a la 1 de la tarde.
The paperwork that gets sent over to the jail will contain that information and they will give you a copy to take with you.
Los papeles que vamos a enviar allí a la cárcel van a contener esa información y se le va a entregar a usted una copia de esos antes de que se vaya.
Do you have any questions?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
Una pregunta. Hasta el jueves ¿Cuándo saldría entonces?
Y a question. So not till Thursday. When did you say I'll get out?
You'll get out later today, but it could be a few hours from now.
Va a salir hoy mismo, pero quizás sea en unas cuantas horas más.
We see everyone on the docket and then send all of the paperwork over together.
Tenemos que hablar con todos que están en la lista de causas primero y de allí enviamos todos los papeles juntos a la cárcel después de terminar. Ok,
Thank you.
Ah.
Have a good day.
gracias. Tenga feliz día.
Okay. Oiga, una pregunta antes de que se vaya.
Oh, hey,
Tengo-
before
te-
you leave, a question.
¿Tengo que pagar? ¿O no tengo que
Do I have to pay anything?
Not right now.
Not right
You
now.
will meet with your attorney again in court on January 9th. And you will go from there.
Okay.
En este momento, no. Usted se va a reunir de nuevo el 9 de
El
enero
9
con
de
su
enero
abogado
voy a
y de
venir
allí
a
va
la
a
corte.
proseguir.
Okay.
I'm coming to court on January 9th. Okay,
Okay,
Perfecto, ahí
thank
voy a
you.
estar. Gracias.
perfect. I'll be there. Thank you.
Gracias.
Have a good day.
Tenga buen día.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Judge.
Have a good day.
You too.
Just checking we're done with Mr. Cruz.
Yes,
Okay, Mr. Brito.
fantastic. Good afternoon, Mr. Brito. I'm Judge Schultz with the Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court. It looks like you have a $500 cash bond pending. And if you are convicted, the city is seeking jail time. You have been appointed an attorney. Mr. Probst, do you want to speak to your client first, or do you want to be heard on bond first?
Judge, I would like to speak to my client first.
Okay, so Mr. Brito, leave the headphones on and they'll send you to the virtual breakout room so you can have a conversation with your attorney.
Okay, thank you. Breakout room. I got it. Stay there.
Pardon me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Probst, did you have an opportunity to speak with your client?
I did, Your Honor. As you can see, he's got a couple of domestic batteries and a violation of a protective order. These occurred several months ago. He tells me that he came down. He agrees that he missed his court dates, but he came down and turned himself in. Thinking, because when he called, he said that probably would just be $100 bond, and then it turned out to be a $500 bond, so he didn't have that kind of money. So I'm asking the court, since he did take up the initiative on his own to come in and turn himself in, if the court would give him an opportunity to get back out, get a court date so he can come in and visit with his attorneys, so that we can try to help him with these cases and resolve them. So if the court is inclined to do an OR bond, that's what he's asking for at this time.
Mr. Weaver, what's the city's position?
Lowering the bond would depend largely on their ability to come into contact with the alleged victim.
So it looks like at least one of the allegations is for violation of a protection order, and there is a number associated with that, a 24 DM number. I don't know if that's still in effect or not, but here's what I am going to order. I'm willing to grant you an OR bond, Mr. Brito.
Yes, ma'am.
However, it's going to be, oh, shoot, hold on. I want to see if we lost your.
Because I remember it was a
Oh,
no
okay,
contact.
good. Hold on. I'm so glad we have your attorney back. I'm going to order that you have no contact with the alleged victim, Jennifer Zavala,
Mhm.
at least until your next court date, which would be January 9th at 1 p.m. And then that way, at that time, we can take up whether or not that order will be for beyond that date or if it's just until then.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, give me one moment.
So, Mr. Brito, just wanted to make sure you understand, if you have a no contact order, that means you can't contact her. You
Yeah,
can't
I know.
call
Yeah,
her.
yeah. The
Hold on,
first
listen,
one.
just listen to me. Don't
Okay.
speak.
All right.
You have a no contact order. You can't call her. You can't talk to her. You can't tell somebody to call her. You can't FaceTime her. You can't Facebook her. You can't
No
Instagram
contact.
her. You can't do anything, and you can't direct anybody to do anything, because that would be another violation of a court's order, which would incur additional charges. You don't have to speak. Just say you either understand that or don't understand that.
Understood.
Thank you.
And your attorney summarized that very well.
Thank you.
Exactly as to what the no contact means, because it doesn't only include you not having contact, it's you not initiating also any of that third party contact that he was talking about.
Okay.
So we will continue this to January 9th at 1 p.m. You'll get out later today. It takes us, we see everyone first, and then we send over all the documentation. So it'll be a few hours, but you will get out today. You'll need to appear in person at City Hall, January 9th at 1 p.m. The jail will give you a copy of that showing that you need to be there.
Okay.
If you fail to appear on January 9th at 1 p.m., the judge could issue a bench warrant with a no bond hold. So please make sure you appear, okay?
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And Mr. Mukiza.
Sorry, Judge, I was gonna take a drink of my water and I didn't want anybody to watch that, so that's why I paused and turned off my video.
I thought maybe there was some sort of a technical difficulty, and before we got too far, I wanted to make sure we hadn't
Sorry
lost you. I didn't want to go about, 3-4 minutes and then realize, oh no, we've lost him. Good afternoon, Mr. Mukiza. If you just give me one moment so I can bring up your case.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm Judge Schultz with the Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court. And it looks like you do have a $200 cash bond. And the city is seeking jail time if you are convicted. You have been appointed an attorney. Mr. Probst, would you like to speak to your client first, or do you want to be heard on bond?
Your Honor, I'd like to visit with my client first.
Okay, and just so you know, it looks like there is a hold out of Ray County, Missouri. So,
Yeah.
Mr. McKeeza, if you would leave the headphones on and tell the person that gave you the headphones that you need to go to the virtual breakout room, just leave them on.
Leave those on. I got you. Understand. Kind of read lips, looking for that. So put
Mr. Probst, did you have an opportunity to speak to your client?
I did, Your Honor. He is been offered a plea at this time. However, he would like the opportunity to visit with our office and to go to court at a later time. So at this point, we're asking the court to set an OR bond for Mr. Makiza and to give him an opportunity to come in and handle his case. Judge, I'm looking up his Ray County case real quick. Just, I don't know
Thank
if you've
you.
already done that
I have
or
not.
not.
I didn't think it would be appropriate, but
Okay.
at least if you can give us an idea of timing wise, that might be helpful.
That's what I was trying to find here. So,
Right. I hate to give someone an OR bond and then get them into the position of they're right back into a bench warrant because we made the return too quickly for the other case that the defendant's being held on. Mr. Weaver, what is the city's position on bond?
Can you remind me which defendant this is, Your Honor?
This is Mr. Makiza. He's got a pending petty theft with the city.
No objection to lowering his bond on that, but
Okay,
I think we need to wait until ADC figures out what's going on.
yeah, Judge, it looks like he does have I think he might have pled guilty and is just on a probation or parole violation out of Ray County. But I'm trying to see, preliminary hearing was original. Nope, I apologize. He has set for preliminary hearing on January 14th of 2025.
okay.
And then there was a report of a bond violation that occurred. And I think that the bond violation is probably that he's been picked up on this, but
Right, probably, yes.
uh,
Okay, so Mr. Makiza, I am willing to give you an OR bond. It is, however, an OR bond with a special condition. You're not to return to 10824 Parallel Parkway in Kansas City, Kansas during the term of this case. And then what we'll do is, you said that preliminary hearing is scheduled for did you say the 14th,
Judge, it was the
15th?
15th, I think. Let me go
Okay.
back and look at that. I think that's right. Yeah, no, you're right. It was the 14th, Your Honor.
I think we should put this into February, to give him some time to figure out what's going on with that Ray County case. We could do either February 13th, 20th, or 27th at 1 o'clock. What would you prefer?
Judge, I'd prefer the 27th because you don't, he is charged with a felony out of Ray County. So I don't know what his intention is. And I think that at that point, he should then talk with his lawyer there. So look, can we go to the 27th just to be, give him more time to deal with that?
Absolutely. So, Mr. Makiza, we will give you that OR bond. We'll send notice over to the jail. They will contact Ray County, and then, it's up to Ray County if they pick you up. With the bad weather coming in, I don't know what they'll do, to be quite honest. But we'll continue this to February 27th at 1 p.m. They will put a copy of that notice in your property, so if Ray County does pick you up, it'll go with you. If for some reason you are still in the custody of Ray County, February 27th, when you do get released, ask them for a letter of incarceration, and you can bring that up to our clerk's office and they can work with you on getting you a new date, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Come back down here and have a seat. Back on your cell. Oh, I'm sorry. If it's the same answer, if it's not there, come back out here and sit down and get attention. All right. All done here, Judge. New pod, new cell, Dwayne Lloyd.
Okay, thank
Right.
you.
You bet. Back soon.
Hey, Judge.
Yes.
Hey, I was meeting with some clients today and I was noticing that we have a couple of clients that are scheduled for the January 31st
Oh,
of this
fudge,
month.
that's not your day, is it? It's a fifth.
Right. So my question for you, and I was talking to Shane about it. I don't know if you want to come down and talk to us after the docket, but we're happy to work that day and we can even schedule appointments that day.
Is that what Mr. Lilich emailed me about? I do have an email from him that I haven't,
You maybe, because I don't,
no, no. That was actually about Mr. Puerto of Arevalo. Okay, so no, it wasn't about that. Okay.
okay.
But yeah, I'm happy to come down there.
Okay, second
Yeah.
question is, I know that the district court is closed this coming Thursday. What is the city's position?
We are not closed.
Okay, just wanted to
for
make
now.
sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
all right.
no worries to me. I just wanted
Yeah,
to make sure.
no, unless it comes down from, county administrator that the whole building's closed, we'll be open.
Okay, sounds good. We'll be here.
Pardon me, Judge, Mr. Lloyd is here.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Lloyd. I'm Judge Schultz with the Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like on the city cases, you've already been granted an OR bond, so you're only being held on that county case. But if you are convicted of at least one of the city charges, the city is seeking jail time. So you have been appointed an attorney. We're going to have you leave the headphones on and tell the person that gave you the headphones that you need to go to the virtual breakout room so you can speak to your attorney.
All right.
Okay?
Leave those on.
Mr. Probst, did you have an opportunity to speak to your client?
I did, Your Honor. I visited with Mr. Lloyd. I explained to him what his charges were. He is willing to accept the plea offer from the city, which is to plead guilty to the destruction of property. The joint recommendation to the judge is going to be for 15 days jail sentence. Give him credit for time served. I think he's been in since December 5th, if my memory serves me correctly. The city would dismiss the 2 failure to appear summonses. Judge, I advised my client that he's got looks like a probation violation hearing set in a week or two in district court. I advised him that this could affect that decision by that judge as to whether they want to revoke his probation in that case based upon a conviction here. I advised him that he had the right to trial, that he had right to the assistance of our office to help him in that trial, the right to appeal if he were to lose at trial, as well as the right to remain silent. He indicated he wants to give up all of those rights, and he also acknowledged that even though he has this conviction could affect his case across the street, he's willing to forego all those issues and agree to plead guilty as indicated to the court a moment ago.
Okay, Mr. Lloyd, I will first want to make sure that we are all on the same page. It looks like you'd be entering a guilty plea to 1 count of criminal damage, and the 2 failures to appear would be dismissed. You also have an old case from 2020 in payment status. I would go ahead and close that just due to its age. And there would be a 15-day jail sentence. You've been in custody since December 5th. So the recommendation would be credit for time served. Is that your understanding of the plea?
Yes.
And those rights that he was talking about, the right to a trial, assistance of counsel, review of discovery, confront witnesses, to appeal, potential impact on your criminal history, and potential impact on that probation violation hearing. Is that your understanding of those rights?
Yes.
And knowing all of that, are you wanting to accept the plea?
Yes.
Okay. I will sentence you to 15 days in jail, give you credit for time served, and your city matters will be closed out.
All
Your
right.
Honor, one thing I noticed really fast, it looks like he has a pending payment on another charge.
Yeah, that's the one I'm closing, the old
Okay.
one, the one from 2020. Yeah. Okay, all right, thank you.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too. Yep.
Just checking we're all done here, Judge.
Yes,
All right, next pod is Jonathan Reed. I'll be back soon.
thank you.
Pardon me, Judge. We're ready for Reed. However, we're going to have to do him through the door, so there will be no headsets.
Okay,
All right. Deputy's on his way over. Just a second.
thank you.
It may read, there's city court for you. I need you to get up, come talk to this computer screen, please. Yes, city court is here.
Mr. Reed, yep, Mr. Reed, KCK Municipal Court, all right, that will work. Judge, you may not be able to see him, but usually we can hear okay.
Okay, good afternoon, Mr. Reed. I'm Judge Schultz with the Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now. Yes, I can.
Okay, hold on one moment. I want to make sure your attorney is here.
Sorry, Your Honor.
That's okay. That's okay. So right now it looks like Mr. Reed got booked in last night, and there's a $4,750 surety that is or cash alternative that is pending right now. The reason why I just kind of left him on is because the last time he was in custody, we gave him an OR bond and he didn't appear. So Mr. Reed, if you are convicted of at least some of these charges, the city is seeking jail time. So an attorney has been appointed to you. I'm going to give you some time to speak to your attorney. Unless Mr. Probst, do you want to be heard on bond first?
No, Judge, I'd like to talk to my client.
Okay. So if you would just let Mr. Doyle know you need to go to the breakout room, we'll get that covered.
I understand, Judge, just a second.
Thank you.
All right, hold on there, Mr. Reed, stand by.
Judge Schultz.
Yes,
On him, he has a court date on January the 13th.
on the new case, right? Their newer case. Okay.
Yes. So I didn't know if you'd
That's a
seen that or not.
Monday. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Okay.
But thank you for reminding me of that.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
Judge, hold on one second. I'm just
Yeah.
looking at this plea and I didn't discuss one thing with him, so I need to go back in. My apologies.
Absolutely, that's okay, that's okay. If they could go back to the virtual breakout room, that would be great.
Thank you, Judge. Sorry about that.
Hey,
got
I'm
it.
glad you caught it.
Yep.
Mr. Probst, did you have an opportunity to speak to your client?
I did, Your Honor, and that was apparently a very important part of it because I thought we had a plea agreement, and at this point, he's decided he does not want to plead. So at this point, he's asking for an OR bond, and then he's also asking for a new court date so that he can help, so that we can try to help him with his case.
Okay, what is the city's position?
The city would be fine with no R bond, Your Honor. If they break it, they're just gonna be back in this docket.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Reed has a newer case that is set for January 13th. Is Mr. Reed with us? Or did he decide he's done? And that's okay. If not,
I'm gonna say he's probably done, Judge.
Okay.
He's somewhat, yes, let's go with that.
okay, so I am gonna go ahead and grant that OR bond, Mr. Probst. I'm gonna put everything on January 9th at 1 o'clock, including his brand new case that was originally set for the 13th, and we'll send all the documentation over to the jail, and when they release him, they can give him that.
I'll verbally relay that to him, Judge.
Thank you. And
Okay.
it's gonna be an OR bond with special conditions and there'll be, I think, 4 locations I don't want them to return to.
Sure.
And
And that
but
was
it'll be
the,
all on the bond.
correct. Right, just like usual. And that was the 9th.
January 9th at 1 o'clock, yes.
Okay, I got it. I'll be moving to the ladies, as soon as I
Okay.
take care of this. Back soon.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Meyer, will you make sure that it shows that ADC is appointed on all the cases?
Yes, I did put it on there. I didn't
I
see
thought
that
you
you wrote
did,
that
but-
on there.
Yeah.
I didn't see that you wrote it on the docket earlier, or else I
Yeah.
would have had them on there. But yes, I did
Well,
put
I
it
should
on
have
there.
put a note too, not just written it on the
That's
document.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Bye.
Pardon me, Judge, we're going to do Ms. Brown, but through the door. So she will not have a headphone.
Okay,
And we're ready.
okay.
Hi, Ms. Brown. This is KCK Municipal Court. The judge wants to talk to you. Just listen closely and answer her questions, please. Okay, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Brown. I'm Judge Schultz with the Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, it looks like right now you have pending a $500 cash bond. And if you are convicted of at least some of the charges that are pending against you in the city is seeking jail time. So you have been appointed an attorney. Mr. Probst, do you want to be heard on bond first, or do you want to speak to your client first?
I'd like to visit with my client, please.
Okay, so we'll send you to the virtual breakout room with your attorney.
I understand, Judge. Stand
Thank
by.
you.
A second. We are going to let you talk to your attorney, ma'am.
Mr. Probst, did you have an opportunity to speak to your client?
I did, Your Honor. After talking with my client, well, first of all, these are not that any charges are more or less serious than others, but the city is asking her to plead guilty to some person misdemeanors as well as some other things, which I think without really having an opportunity to review them with my client would be giving my client a disservice. Additionally, Your Honor, I was advised that she's on a detox protocol while she's incarcerated right now. And based upon some of her responses, it didn't sound like she was clearly that she was clearly thinking and clearly understanding what I was trying to say. And so, Judge, I don't think that based upon my conversation with her that she has capacity to make any decisions at this point. I would ask for an OR bond at this time and ask that she be given an opportunity to come into court and set a time to visit with us in our office so that we can try to assist her.
Mr. Weaver, what is the city's position?
ADC, could you repeat that? You said you had concerns about their
capacity to decide what to do today.
What's the bond currently set at, Your Honor?
Right now, it's a $500 cash bond.
No objection.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to tell you that. I think you look nice. I want you said.
Ms. Brown,
Yes.
let your attorney speak for you right now, okay?
Oh.
Okay, so Mr. Weaver has no objection, so I am going to grant an OR bond. However, it's going to be an OR bond with special conditions. You are to have no violent contact with Greg Rubin, and you are
Greg?
You've been
Did you
accused of battery against that person. I don't personally know that person, so I can't tell you much more than that. And you're not to return to 966 Central Avenue in Kansas City, Kansas. We will continue your cases till next Thursday, January.
So you want me to be outside in the cold? You want me to be outside, you said. You said be at the bus stop. You want me to be at the bus stop, yo? Sleep on the bus stop, yo? Me at the bus stop.
Judge,
Sleep on the bus stop and you're there in McDonald's.
I think we've lost that, Judge.
Okay.
She has withdrawn and
Okay.
before it got too bad. If that's okay, I'll
Yeah,
certainly open the door
we'll
back
do
up again.
January 9th at
Okay.
1 o'clock.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
And Mr. Probst, I only insert information since I just happen to be having to listen. So I hope that's not a problem for you.
No, that was fine. I appreciated that information because I was helpful.
Yes, I don't get it always, but in this case, I did think it was appropriate. Okay, we're going to work with Ms. Stone, and that'll be our last one. The deputy's going to go get her. I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Judge, Ms. Stone is ready.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Stone Wright. I'm Judge Schultz with the Kansas City, Kansas Municipal Court. You're not being held on your municipal court case, but if you are convicted, the city is seeking jail time. So we have appointed an attorney to your case. we're gonna have you go to the virtual breakout room to speak with him. If you would just let the person that gave you the headphones know that you need to go to the virtual breakout room.
She said I need to go to the virtual breakout room.
And Mr. Probst, it looks like her court date for her county case is January 30th.
Thank you, Judge. I
In
did see
case you're
that.
trying to figure out timing of things.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. Probst, were you able to speak to your client?
Yes, Judge, I was able to talk to my client. I advised my client of what her charges were and of what the plea offer was. Given the nature of her charges across the street, she's not ready to pull the trigger on a plea at this point. I do understand she's going to be incarcerated for at least until she makes her bond across the street or until her case is resolved. But at this point, she's not willing to take the plea. She's asking the city to keep the plea on the table so she can contemplate it. And she'd like to come back and discuss that again after she's had time to think about it.
Okay, and it looks like the hearing that's set for January 30th is a preliminary hearing. Is that correct?
Let me look to see if that's what I see as well. I do see that as well, Your Honor, at 9 a.m. in Division 13 would be a preliminary hearing. That's correct.
Okay, so we'll continue this to February 14th at 1 o'clock. That way we can have, you know, if depending on what happens with the preliminary hearing, Ms. Stonewright might have a better idea with what she wants to do with this case. And if she needs additional time at that time, we can work with that.
That would be great, Your Honor. And I do see that she's not being held on this case, or is she? Okay, so if she gets done with her other case, she just needs to be aware and made to know that she needs to come back on that February court date.
Correct. So we'll send over a copy to the jail and they'll put a copy of the paperwork in your property, Ms. Stonewright. That way, if you get released, you'll still have something showing that you need to appear in person at City Hall, February 14th at 1 o'clock. If you're still in custody on the county case, we'll see you by video again, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you could give the headphones back to Mr. Doyle, thank you.
Thanks, Thomas. We're done. All in all, a good first start for the year.
Yes, thank you very much, everyone.
Have a
All
great
right.
weekend, everybody. Happy
Good
New Year.
weekend all. You bet.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Jim. Oh, yeah.